Imagine if the next movie you watch wasn't just entertainment. Like, what if it was an entirely new operating system?
Oh, wow. Yeah. That would completely short-circuit how we consume media, honestly.
Right. Instead of simply running a standard story app, you're interacting with base code written in, well, hard scientific data and deep spiritual mysticism at the exact same time.
Which would push you from being a passive viewer
Yeah.
into, like, a really active participant.
Exactly. And that is the core premise of today's deep dive into the Dragon Rift Saga. It's this visionary concept featured in Bibebibebibe Trademark Magazine.
Yeah, we're looking at how this project attempts to build what they call the TrueFlow Multiverse.
Right, which is this cinematic space where scientific intellect and divine resonance aren't actually at odds. They're, working together to redefine cinema.
And to understand how this new operating system works, we first have to look at the core code running it. I mean, the conceptual archetypes.
Because there's a really stark duality here.
Yeah, totally. So on one side, there's Dr. Sewell, who represents pure tech pulse. He's credited as the academic dean and diagnostic architect of the Cosmic University of Echo Rift Studies NIX.
Okay, so he anchors the cold, hard data. But then you have the exact opposite side of the spectrum with Saikou Venga.
Right, representing divine resonance and aura flow.
Yeah, and chapter 1 tells us he emerges directly from the rift. Like, he's born somewhere between the slip flow and the counterflow and marked by a specific SH1 resonance. Oh, and Goku and Shenron are also in the mix for cosmic balance.
Yeah, they anchor the strength.
Wait, I have to stop you here, though. Slip flow, counterflow, SH1 resonance. I mean, this sounds like a massive sci-fi jargon dump.
I totally get how it sounds, yeah.
Like, are tech pulse and aura flow just fancy buzzwords? How is this actually building a functional bridge between data and mysticism instead of just being, a pretentiously worded fantasy plot?
It's a fair critique. But the text frames this not as fantasy, but as a deliberate fusion. Think of SH1 resonance not as a magic spell, but as a literal data signature.
Okay, so how does that translate?
Well, Saikou Venga's origin is between the slip flow, which we can view as the forward momentum of time or energy, right?
Right.
And the counterflow, which is the resistance to that energy. So he literally exists in the friction between the two.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, it's an active mythos in development. They want to inspire dialogue and show that spiritual concepts, like aura, can be treated with the same structural rigor as quantum physics.
So if Dr. Sewell and Saikou Venga represent the merging of structured data and spiritual frequency, they aren't just doing this for fun world building.
No, not at all. These characters are meant to serve a much heavier real-world function.
Which brings us to the sovereign diagnostic disclaimer on their site. And we should be clear here, we impartially convey this. We aren't endorsing their worldview, but they explicitly state they have no affiliation with any government, political party, or activist group.
Exactly. They act as a sovereign broadcast. They actually call these Echo Rift films mythic infrastructure.
And they claim this infrastructure is a cinematic indictment designed to diagnose things like ritualized containment, actor convergence, and systemic erosion.
Very heavy concepts for a film, yeah.
Let me try to visualize this. So, an MRI uses powerful magnets to force your body's protons to align, which reveals hidden injuries, right? It seems like the Dragon Rift Saga is attempting to do the same thing with its audience, like using these symbolic archetypes to force viewers to align their own real-world beliefs against the story.
Yeah, thereby exposing their own biases and the societal programming around them. That captures the mechanism perfectly.
So instead of escapist entertainment where you just eat popcorn, it's acting more like an MRI scan for societal erosion.
Yes. They are using multiverse storytelling as a literal diagnostic tool. It challenges the boundaries of fiction, asking if a myth can expose the hidden structures of reality.
Which brings us directly to you, listening right now. The TrueFlow Multiverse challenges you to reconsider your own media consumption.
Can the films you watch go beyond just turning your brain off for 2 hours? Can they actually serve as diagnostic tools for systemic erosion?
It shifts the burden of interpretation completely onto the viewer.
Exactly. The story provides the scan, but you have to read the results.
I want to leave you with one final provocative thought to mull over.
Let's hear it.
If cinematic indictment is really the future of storytelling in the TrueFlow multiverse, what happens when a traditional audience sits down, only to realize they aren't just passive viewers? What if they realize they are the very system being diagnosed by the narrative?